The woman, who lost everyone in the world and became mad with grief, listening to the Buddha's discourse. She was renamed as Patacara, the one covered with a shawl. She was born in a very rich merchant family of Sravasti. There were 4 members in the family: the rich merchant, his wife, their son, and their daughter. This small family resided in a large 7-storied building in Sravasti. When the girl came of age, a young servant was appointed to serve her. Because of his bad company, she strayed from the right path. Lest she should be married to somebody else, the 2 of them took whatever wealth and ornaments they could lay their hands on and eloped. They went to a small village far away from the city and began to live as husband and wife. They managed as long as the wealth stolen from her home lasted. At last, they started spending their days in extreme. After 2 years, she became pregnant. She gave birth to 2 sons, but as ill luck would have it, both died in an accident. Her husband also died after being bitten by a cobra. Weeping and wailing, the poor unlucky woman set out alone for Sravasti. Even before she could reach there, she learned at the cremation ground that there was a storm and heavy rainfall the previous night, and that her father's 7-storied building had collapsed. Her father, mother, and brother were all crushed under the debris. Now she had no one in the world to call her own. Unable to bear the blow, she lost her mental balance and, without any cloth on her person, started roaming in the streets of Sravasti. When she was in such a miserable state, one day, because of her previously accumulated paramis, she passed by the Jetavana monastery, where the Buddha was preaching Dharma to the people. Listening to the words of Dharma, she came near the Lord. The Blessed One spoke compassionately to her, "My poor child. Come to your senses." His affectionate and kind words were full of nectar. As soon as she heard these words, she recovered some of her senses. She realized she was naked. Ashamed, she sat down, drawing herself closer together. Someone, who was sitting close by and listening to Dharma, put his shawl over her. Since then, the poor woman was known as the one covered with a shawl, i.e. Patacara. She sought refuge in the Buddha. The Buddha assured her, "Child, take refuge in the Dharma. Dharma will give you true refuge." Hearing the words of pure Dharma from the Lord, her mind became concentrated and she began to practice vipassana. As a result of her past paramis, she became a stream enterer, Shrotapanna. Then and there, the Blessed One got her ordained. Practicing vipassana that liberates one firmly, she became an arahant from a Shrotapanna. She achieved all that was to be achieved as a human being and was completely free of sorrow.